defensive backs, and they're back there for Allen on 1st and 10. A block by Knox, and downfield a catch made by Diggs. He was working on Howard. The ball free. They say he was down 47 of Miami. Singletary and Gilliam, the fullback, blocked by Dawkins, and they go underneath, and this is caught by Singletary, who's from South Florida, and he's chasing the play by Jerome Baker. It is a catch and run near the 28 of the Miami Dolphins, a pickup of 19. Dawkins will block it up the middle. It goes again, penetrating the middle, and that's the fullback, Gilliam, who had a touchdown catch and run. Singletary back there. 1st down and 10. Time in the throw to the 10. And Gilliam tried to hurdle, and Roberts was there to catch him in mid-flight near the 8.
Gabe Davis singled up on the outside. Big size advantage.
3 weave. Getting away from Jenkins. Here goes Allen. And a tackle made on the play by Melvin Ingram. Josh Allen blitzes on. Singletary, touchdown. 2-yard touchdown pass to the running back, Devin Singletary. And now 8 consecutive opening game drives for the Buffalo Bills. Mostert in, gets the call. Tried to swerve, could not get by the grasp of Milano. Into the nickel, here they come. Blocking. Oh, he was hit from behind. It's loose. It's picked up by Ingram. Miami has got the ball at the 7 on a fumble by Josh Allen. Hill. Edmonds. Touchdown. And the Miami Dolphins have cashed in on the fumble by Josh Allen. Thank you, guys. That's one of the 6 undefeated teams. The Chiefs. 2nd down 3. McKenzie, first carry of the season there for 7. Second option outside. They go to Knox. Out by Roberts. Drilled by Baker. 2nd down and 2. Singletary in the backfield. They come again, and outside they go. This is Kumaro, the former Packer, ushered out of bounds by Howard. It's a gain of 4 to the 49, 48-yard line of Miami. Singletary next to him, picks up the blitz. Good block. Allen on the move. And he's got Kumaro again, who's knocked out of bounds by Brandon Jones. Caught it, ran it, almost 10, inside the 39-yard line. A gain of 9. With a 3rd and 9. Saffold a block, dumps it off. Singletary being chased and hit shy of the 1st. Then he began to plow his way to the 30. Singletary in motion. Allen runs into 1, breaks that tackle, and goes for the 1st down. Jones brought him down. Gain of 4 on 4th and 1. 10th play of the drive. Singletary back there. Allen. Comes with great pressure, Melvin Ingram.
The ball came out too, Kevin.
2nd down, 1936. And they get around the edge, and Allen goes downfield. Caught by McKenzie. Inside the 10.
You got Diggs, McKenzie, Gabe Davis.
Here they come. There he goes. Touchdown, McKenzie. Josh Allen has just thrown his 2nd touchdown pass of the 1st half in Miami.
Get some points, tie this thing back up, but give their defense some rest as well.
2nd down 6. Blocked by Armstead. Underneath for Hill. First catch there, hit by Jaquan Johnson. 1st and 10. It's Smythe, the tight end. He was hit and brought down by Johnson. Caught it and ran. They use their tight ends like receivers with the Dolphins. It's a pickup of 13 to the 45. Sherfield in motion. 1st and 10. Fake to Mostert. Blocked by Smythe. And downfield they go. Caught here by Waddle. From behind, grabbing him, the middle linebacker, Edmonds. It's a catch and run of 17 to the 38 of Buffalo. 2nd down 3. Mostert. Oh, with a nice ceiling block inside, laying it there. Eichenberg gets the 1st. Tackled by Johnson to the 23. Gain of 9. 1st down, Fins.
Put together some pretty impressive numbers.
End around. Waddle. Nice block by Smythe. And finally brought down by Elam in the secondary. Running it near Tungo Bailoa. Blocked by Armstead. To the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. A second consecutive week. River Craycraft off the practice squad. And a laser thrown by Tua. Heavy pressure. And they get it out. And Diggs with Baker riding them down. Out to the 43. Catch and run of 11. Singletary and Gilliam. Outside they go McKenzie. There's a block by Davis. And hit by Needham. And hit by Baker.
Otherwise, the Bills are just going to keep marching it down the field.
Crowder in motion. Singletary back there. They get around Brown, but he got away from Ingram. Here he's chased by Sealer downfield and incomplete on the jump ball for Diggs with Howard on him. It's incomplete. It's fourth down. Tungo Bailoa. They bring pressure. He got away from Russo, and a diving catch by Waddle right underneath Hamlin. And the ball to the 28, gain of 8, and Tua. Oh, he's woozy. 2nd and 10, Bridgewater. Eichenberg the block. Here they come. Rousseau got him. Back at the 32. He's hit 7 consecutive passes before he had to leave. That's Tyreek Hill. Blocked by Ingold. Downfield. There's Hill. To the 46. And brought down by DeMar Hamlin. Von Miller against Armstead. Got 3. And there they go. Smythe, who is upended by Taron Johnson. Gain of 5. Flag thrown. Got to the 46. Morstead to punt. No wind, no rush. Crowder. Landing at the 9. Oh, it may have been saved. It looks like it might have been saved by Justin Bethel, and it was at about the 2 on a 53-yarder. Miami had a punt which puts them inside the 5. Here it goes outside McKenzie.
The Buffalo Bills had an incompletion.
Cook is in. Rush comes in from Needham on the blitz. Oh, what a run with the block by Cook, and look at Allen pinballing off bodies past the 30. He is special. Allen has hit 8 different receivers. 3rd down 4. Pressure is on. Crossing. There's the driving, and Morris, the tight end, makes the grab. Van Roten the snap. Good time. He'll run. Downfield he converts to the 18-yard line. It's Gabe Davis with the catch. Allen. It's Cook. Inside the 9 to the 8, where he was hit by Duke Riley. Allen is 32 of 44 for 287. 2 touchdowns. Messy pocket. Running for his life. And throws it away. My goodness, there was pressure. It came from Flowers. And Buffalo is taking the lead 17-14 deep in the 3rd. And Hunt, who was at the right tackle, moves to his starting right guard. 3rd and 2. Almost picked off by Milano and a flag thrown. Zach, a South Florida kid, will get the ball and run hard. He's off to the races. Can they get him with Holland? Knocking him out of bounds. Galloping Moss for 49.
He wanted a new play clock. He's like, you guys can't figure out where the ball is. How am I supposed to get a play call?
1st and 10, Allen running again. Blocked by Moss. And down near the 26. With Baker making the stop. Gain of 11. 1st down run by Allen. And Singletary is in the backfield. Quessenberry the block. Outside they go. 20-yard line caught by Knox, who left the game, is back in. Hit by Eric Rowe. Gain of 5. And his miss. Left. Taken over at their own 28. It's 1st and 10 with the high snap. Blocked by Smythe. Going deep. He's got him. Waddle. Brought out of bounds by Jamarcus Ingram. 3rd and 22. They need the 30. Time. Deep. Oh, he's got Waddle! Inside the 10! To the 7! 45 yards! It's first and goal at the 2. Smythe. Edmonds knifing in there. Miami's got the lead. Touchdown. His second touchdown run today. Here they come. There he goes. Diggs looking for some blocks. Out of bounds, he's run by Howard, who has just come back in on this series. It's a gain of 5. He's to the 36-yard line. It's 3rd and 10. Rolling and throwing. Singletary. A career day catching. Banged out of bounds. Downfield he goes near the 41.
On the road here in Miami.
3rd down and 3. They're coming after him. He dumps it off. It's caught by Moss, who gets down to the 28. He's got the first down on the 3rd and 3. He picks up 5. Look at the defensive line. Here they come. Running again. Needs the 19. Has got the first down. Allen's done it again. 1st and 10. Allen. Cook to the 6. Upended on the play by Roberts.
And it's automatic 4-down territory, so 2 plays to try and get in and take the lead.
Allen with 2 touchdown passes. He'll go to the air. 3rd and goal. Great time to the end zone. It almost picked off and incomplete, and Howard was right there.
Diggs down here at the bottom, one-on-one.
4th and goal. And he throws short, incomplete. Looking for Isaiah McKenzie. And the Miami defense is held. 3rd and goal. Waddle and Hill are in. Make it 3rd and 11. And they get the ball out. Incomplete. Great pressure that time by Von Miller.
I don't know. This is risky. And it was blocked.
Oh my goodness. Blocked indeed. And we just told you he's only had 1 blocked in 14 years, and that was number 2.
You can utilize the middle of the field. You don't have to get out of bounds. There's plenty of time if you're Josh Allen.
2nd down and 10. Dawkins the block. Here comes Allen. On the move. Throws downfield and grabbed. Caught on the play by Gabe Davis. It's a 17-yard pickup. He's at the 41-yard line. 3rd and 1. Allen. And he has his backup tight end, Morris. Another catch for him. Allen. Up. Grabbed. Gets away. Oh, my goodness. How did he escape? It goes off to McKenzie. He'll drive and dance. The clock continues to tick.
They gotta spike
he picks
it.
up 11. Miami is 1. Zeros on the clock.